Hi, my name is Trevor, and we're going to be installing an HID conversion kit on this 2006 Hyundai Tiburon. Now let's get started. Now we have all the pieces laid out for our HID conversion kit. A standard kit will include 2 ballasts, 2 mounting pads, 2 vehicle-specific bulbs, and the tools that we'll need today is a 10mm socket wrench, a drill with a 1-inch drill bit to drill into the back of our stock housing. Now, since we are working on the vehicle's electrical system, we want to make sure we disconnect all power to the car. So we're going to take our 10mm socket and we're going to disconnect the negative battery terminal. Okay, now that we have the negative terminal removed from the battery, we're going to remove the 3 10mm sockets that hold on this headlight. So we'll just go ahead and take those apart. Now that we have the 3 bolts removed, the headlight can be taken off the vehicle. Simply just pull outward and it should slide right on out. Now, you have to disconnect the headlight from the stock harness. There are 2 harness clips that are attached to the headlight. Once those are disconnected, we can pull the headlight out. Now we're going to be taking out the stock halogen bulb from this housing. What we're going to do is take off the back of the dust cap, set that to the side. We're going to disconnect the plug from the actual bulb itself, and then we are going to use this pin and remove the clip that holds in the factory bulb. Now we are going to take our HID bulb and put it in the same way we took out our factory bulb. Make sure we line up the tabs correctly. And once that is fully aligned, we can put the pin back in to hold the bulb in the correct location. Now that we have the new HID bulb installed, we're going to need a way for these wires to come out of the headlight housing. What we're going to do is use our 1-inch drill bit and our drill and create a hole in the back of our dust cap in order for our wires to fit out of the housing. Now, before we run the wires through the back of the dust cap, we want to make sure we hook in our positive and negative terminals to the bulb. So we will make sure we line up our red to red wire and our black to our black wire. And then this will all be fit into the back of the headlight housing. Okay, now we're going to finish running the wires through the back of the dust cap. We'll push our ballast connection through. Next, our 2 bulb amp connectors. And then we will use the grommet to create a perfect seal so no moisture or water can enter in the headlights. Now that the wires are all ran and we have a complete seal in the back of the headlight, we'll just go ahead and screw the dust cap back onto the back of the headlight, and it's ready to install in our vehicle. Now, before we mount the headlight back into our car, we want to mount the power unit or the ballast for the HID conversion kit. We're going to use the provided 3M pad. We're going to stick it to the back of the ballast. And then we are going to take the ballast and we're going to mount it out of the way to make sure it doesn't get caught up on anything. Now press firmly so the 3M pad adheres. Now we're going to connect the bulb to the ballast. We're going to take our 9006 plug, which connects directly to the ballast itself. And then we will take our 2 amp power wires and connect it to the bulb. Now that those are all clicked in, we can install the headlight back into our car. Now that we got the headlight back into our vehicle and our 2 factory plugs installed, let's go ahead and test it before we bolt everything back up. First, we're going to go ahead and replace the negative battery terminal to the battery, and we'll go ahead and test the light. Now that we got power back into our vehicle, let's go ahead and test the bulb and make sure it works before we bolt it all back together. Perfect. Now that we got everything installed, we'll just make sure we tighten up the negative battery terminal, and we're ready to enjoy our HID conversion kit.